Hello, I'm Jerry Fort. This is my memories of 10 years of reviewing video and special moments video. I've kind of compiled a few things to say as we approach the new year of where I'm doing my partial retirement from doing YouTube content. Those of you that are not familiar with what I'm doing, if this is, as you notice, I said partially retiring from YouTube, and that means that I'm just not going to be uploading like every day like I have been for the 10 years. I'm going to do it at the end of every month. So excuse me, you're gonna still see content, but it's gonna be at the end of every month. So that means that I'm going to be taking a break from it, for a while. And this could be a permanent thing, of course. So throughout the month, I'll do some reviews, some videos. Not every day, just here and there, and then I'll collect them all till the end of the month. And like the last week of the month, I will like every day I'll upload one. So it'll be one on Monday, one on Tuesday, one on Thursday, one on Friday, one on Saturday, Sunday, however many days in the week at the end of the month there is. So so if I get product in the mail, like from companies that I've contacted in the past, or if I decide to contact them while I'm on break or something, and they happen to send me something, then I'm not going to make them wait for their reviews. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, even if it's in the middle of the month, I'll do their reviews and upload them, so that they don't have to wait till the end of the month, because I appreciate them sending me stuff. Same with subscribers. If any subscribers happen to send me stuff, I won't make them wait either. So those are just circumstances that I would upload earlier. So yeah, it's been a fun ride, this reviewing thing. Started it in 2016. Those of you that don't know the story, had never heard of doing reviews until a young man that I worked with at an apartment complex named Neil French. I haven't talked to him in a while. When I quit that company, they just kind of cut me off pretty much, I think. But they were for a while. I don't know if they still do watch my reviews and have commented occasionally some years ago, but no, haven't heard from him since. But anyway, yeah, Neil French, he was getting married in 2016, and he was one of the maintenance men for a while, and then he became a maintenance supervisor, if I remember correctly, a lead. And but yeah, he was getting married, and at his reception, he was going to he's making some homebrew beer with, I don't know, he had some kind of setup, I think, at home, but he's making a pale ale, a lager, and what was the other one? Was that Saison, or just an IPA? Pale ale, IPA, and a lager, if I remember correctly. I think there was just three. And he was telling me he was doing this, and he knew that I liked beer, and he says, "Hey Jerry, I'm making my own homebrews. I'm going to have them at my reception." I said, "Oh yeah, that's pretty cool." He says, "Yeah, I'd like for you to try them and see what you think of them. And I said, okay, yeah, bring me one of each and I'll try them out. He says, okay. I said, I'm going to be doing it at home. I'll record myself trying them and saying how I like them. And he says, oh, like a beer review. I was like, a beer review? What's that? Yeah, that's just like on YouTube. They have beer reviews on there. Like, explain to me how these beer reviews happen. So he tells me, yeah, they just record themselves trying different beers and saying what they're like, the aroma and taste and everything. I was like, really? He said, yeah. That sounds interesting. He said, yeah, you gotta check it out. I said, okay. So that sounds like something that I would like to do, It's like, because I get into hobbies, So I checked out some of the videos, and the first one I watched was Greg Puckett, Greg's beer reviews, and then the second one I watched was Louisiana beer reviews with Ronald J. Terrio, and so I was kind of checking out both of their channels and some other channels in between time, trying to find somebody that I could relate to. I was bouncing back and forth between Jay Terrio's reviews and Greg Puckett's, and unfortunately, as you most know, that Greg Puckett passed away. So he was a big loss in the beer review community. But yeah, I ordered a shirt from him, and but yeah, I was just kind of trying to decide which one. I'd communicated with Greg Puckett a little bit, and he was nice enough. I was asking him, and I asked Jay Terrio both the same question. I believe I asked Jay. I think they both pretty much said just be yourself, and that's pretty much how I am anyway. I always be myself. What you see is what you get, and so yeah. I kind of decided after a while that Jay Terrio's reviews, his channel, was something more fitting for me. So I mostly just watched Jay's reviews. So I call him now. I've been calling him my mentor for many years. I first started calling him because I didn't know how to pronounce his last name, Thoreau. Whenever I would talk about him on a review, I'd say, yeah, Ronald Thoreau. And then later, I don't remember if it was him or somebody else said it's not pronounced Thoreau, it's Terrio. I was like, oh, okay. All this time. And then I started calling him Jay after a while when I found out, I guess his last name is Jay. I mean, his middle name is Jay. So, anyway, yeah, I started in pretty hard. I was reviewing, I was going nuts. I was going nuts because I was having a blast when I first started doing it. And I was reviewing everything under the sun, beer-wise. I was finding a lot because I wasn't checking the dates. Even now, sometimes I forget to, but it's more refined in my mind to look, because I was running into so many bad beers, and at this liquor store that's right down the street from me, they were really, really bad. About 2 or 3 years old beers in there, so I was really having to check. But in a way, it was kind of interesting to run into those bad beers because it was teaching me that they don't last. Some don't last very long, and And then I discovered later there's a lot of them, if they're higher ABV, there's more of a chance that they're still good. So that was an interesting fact to learn. Some beers, even if they're a little bit older, like porters and stouts, and they're a little higher ABV, they even age really well and are sometimes better. But so yeah, just going along, I was going so crazy, of driving my wife crazy, and we discussed it a little bit, and after a while, because it was taking over my life, I was getting so into it, and that's what I do when I get into a hobby. I get so in depth with it that that's almost the only thing that's on my mind to do. And I had this audience starting to develop. And ever since I was little, I always liked being the center of attention. And so yeah, there was people that was subscribing to my channel. And that's a little humbling, that I was like, you know, somebody actually likes what I'm doing, and I don't know a dadgum thing about what I'm doing, you know. I drank beer ever since I was really young. But I didn't really pay that much attention to it, about how it tastes, or the different taste profiles and aromas, you know. And at the time I was adding salt to my beer since I was really young, because my dad and my older brothers was doing it. So I become more of a fan of a little bit of salt with my beer. So going from the transition from adding salt to my beer to not adding salt to my beer, because you can't drink a beer, you can't review a beer if you put salt in it, because it alters the taste. So I gained a big respect for the actual flavors that are existing in beer without salt added. So so yeah, now I can drink beer without the salt. But there are some beers I enjoy a little bit of salt in, like Corona. A lot of Mexican beers, they're just made for a little bit of salt and lime, and that's pretty much how I drink my Mexican beers. Even the American lagers, shake a little bit in there. Yeah, over the years I started trying to cut back on my salt intake, because I was putting it on my food pretty heavy. My dad was a big salt user, pepper too, black pepper, but not in his beer, but in his tomato juice type drinks or whatever, he added black pepper, but not beer. So anyway, yeah, I just kind of weaned myself off of using salt in beers while I do the reviews. So so that was a big change in my life to discover that, and later on I cut back on my reviews just to every other day, because like I said, I was driving her nuts with my reviews. Sometimes they would kind of interfere with family time, and you know, so I kind of cut back. And but now the reasoning behind the partial retirement after 10 years is that I need to focus more on other things. So my health for one, my family for another, saving a little bit of money, because when you're doing reviews and you're not always getting sent stuff from companies, you're paying out your own money to buy things. All the products that I buy, you know, stuff that I may not actually buy otherwise. So I still will do that. It's not so what's the word? go as aggressive on getting products to review so much. That's just like new, or if somebody in a comment says, "Hey Jerry, will you keep an eye out for this product? I'd like to see what you think of it." I'll do it, but you won't see the review until the end of the week or end of the month. But there's a lot of content creators out there that people can watch in the meantime until I do my videos, and I appreciate everybody's enjoys my content so much that they're gonna miss the regular uploads. I've made a lot of YouTube friends, some Facebook friends through my channel of my subscribers, and yeah, a lot of great people. A lot of subscribers have sent me stuff from England, from all over the United States. From Brazil. Was Brazil? But yeah, sent me some crazy stuff I wouldn't expect to get. Like Josh Ackett's, his family owns the handmade craft pies. They had that Ackett's Pie Company, and I received like 3 huge heavy pies in the mail that were packed in, you know, ice packets, and that was something I wouldn't have expected to get. So that was really cool that he had his folks send me those things. They're really good pies. But yeah, let's go to my special moments. There's going to be some stories from there. This might be a little bit long here. I don't know. It's already 17 minutes. So one of the things early on, after I reviewed the Modelo Picante Tamarindo Chelada, when I reviewed that, little did I know there was going to be somebody that was a regular person on Reddit that was going to share my video on Reddit. And when he did that, I got like 100 or more subscribers just overnight. The subscribers were coming in like very gradually at first, and then when he did that, he says, "Hey, you might get a few more subscribers, so keep an eye out." I shared your Modelo Picante Tamarindo Chelada video on his Reddit page or whatever, and it just blew up. And I was almost able to watch the subscriber count rising in there. I was like, what is going on? I got my son. I said, Jeremy, come here, look at this. And he was surprised too that it happened, and that was a big boost in my subscriber count. And it was really fun to see it happening. So that was one of the big things that happened in my 10-year review channel. Yeah, I guess it was like close to 200. That's what I got written on here. The 200 didn't hit like all overnight, but just within a few days it hit that. So yeah, I grew up, even when I was very young, living in Colorado. I had Hispanic friends, schoolmates, and just some Mexican guys I hung out with. So I'd go to their houses, and let's see, it's been so long. What was his name? Shoot, I can't remember his name. It's been so long. But he had me come to his house, and we hung out there, and his mom made some tortillas, on the skillet. I think she put a little butter or something and got them heated up on the skillet, and I think she buttered them, and then she gave us some salsa or something, and we was eating those, roll them up and eating them like that. It was fun, you know, after school or something. But yeah, we hung out. I hung out with all different crowds in school in my last days of school. Because I quit halfway through 8th grade. School just wasn't for me. But that's a whole other thing. So yeah, I had friends and Hispanic guys I hung out with. And then when I started working, when I moved to Oklahoma, and in the mid 90s, I started working at a restoration company. My younger brother and my older brother ended up being my bosses, but they hired cleaners, they hired painters, they hired wallpaper guys, and our crew was made up of probably 60% Hispanics, and and a lot of those guys I become friends with too, and Facebook friends, and spent, you know, like almost 5 years with those guys, and so a lot of them was teaching me, you know, to speak Spanish. I've learned a lot of words from those guys, and so yeah, I mean, I had a lot of respect for them, and so we would, where am I going with this? We would go out of town too, on restoration jobs, and we'd drink beer together. But anyway, on my channel, I ran into something that just kind of blew me away, and it was, I had a Hispanic girl, a Latina, and I was reviewing a Mexican beer. I can't remember what it was, and in her comment, she says that I'm making Hispanic people look bad. I'm almost a disgrace to the Hispanic people, reviewing their stuff or whatever. And I can't remember word for word what she said, but it was like, man, really? Is that how she sees me? You know, I was like really disappointed. And even by that time, I'd already had a lot of Hispanic people as subscribers and commented all the time. So I sicked them on her. Because it was like, you know, I bet if the Hispanic guys that are commenting see the crap that she wrote about me, I bet they would defend me. So I just tried it, and I told them about what she said, and I think I somehow gave them the link, or I said which video it was, and they went there and they started like defending me, and she ended up taking her comment off. That's how bad they were destroying her with replies to what she said about me. So that was pretty cool, and it was very a humbling experience that they thought that much of me to, you know, tell her that, you know, she's wrong, that Jerry's not doing that. How could you say such a thing? But yeah, that was a pretty cool experience, and I was like, I mean, do I want to do that? You know, somebody's probably going to eventually see it anyway. But I was so irritated, and so what's the word? Not really disappointed, but it really kind of, in a way, kind of hurt my feelings that someone could think that about me, you know. So I couldn't control myself. I just had to tell them where to go. I don't know if it was just some of my Hispanic subscribers. I think even some of the gringos, they went after it too. Anyway, So yeah, that was one of the special moments that happened. So also all the videos that I did with my brother Wayne. A lot of you know Wayne and become fans of his, which he passed away like 3 or 4 years ago. But yeah, he was the brother that I drank beer with the most growing up. Him and I had like an equal love for beer, and he's the one that introduced me to a crap load of different beers as I was growing up too. So yeah, and he loved doing the reviews. It was just something that, and he liked spending time with me too. So it was something that we shared, and I wish that he could have been alive to do it, you know, now too. And he probably would have been saying, "Oh, Jerry, don't do the retiring thing. Just, don't, upload as much, whatever." But it wouldn't have solved my problems that I need to focus on too. One other thing is my weight. I need to focus on my weight. I'm at, like, last time I weighed myself, I was like 202, but I come down from 206 because I'm already starting to focus on it now. So as I do the end of the month reviews, you'll see an update on my weight loss too. And so a lot of you know that I've struggled with my weight. Being over 200 pounds is not something that I like being. I'm not a very tall person, so short and squat, short and chubby. My brother Wayne, he always looked like he was carrying twins or something. I don't want to get to that point. But anyway, it's a special time. It's been special times that I've gotten to share the reviews with my brother before he passed away. Jeremy, my son, he's not a beer fan, and it at first kind of disappointed me that he didn't like the taste of it, because I liked the taste. I liked the taste when I was young, and even as he got older, he didn't acquire a taste for beer, and I accepted it. And so I said, okay, well, you can review the soda pops and energy drinks with me then, because he liked energy drinks. He's not as heavy. He doesn't drink them as much as he used to, but he does still occasionally drink them. And he likes pop. He likes a Mountain Dew fan, So there's a lot of different soda pops out there. We reviewed a bunch of them, and energy drinks as well, and snacks. He reviewed some of the snacks with me. And some of the flavored drinks, he would drink, alcoholic beverage, the flavored ones. He would do some of those reviews with me. Even like, I guess it was the beginning of this year, of 2025, I think, that he reviewed some moonshine with me. So I think it was like cinnamon moonshine or something like that. And he ended up liking it. So those have been special moments. Having him on there with me and sharing that, and we'd crack up, make a joke about it and stuff. So yeah, having review videos with my son has been a special time over the years. Also, early on, I got a subscriber named Abreu, and I didn't learn his name until a little bit later on. He lives in Brazil, and he later on he became Facebook friends with me, and from my pictures on my page, he took a lot of those pictures and he made a video and called it Dedication to Jerry Fort. And so he contacted me, said here's the link, and he gave me, you know, all the rights to it and whatever. So he says you can upload this to your channel if you like it. And I watched it. It was really, really good. He did it with a Foreigner song. And when I first uploaded it, dedicated to Jerry Fort, I had some of my subscribers thinking that I had died. That was because it sounded like, you know, like I had. It was funny. It was just the way it was worded. But so yeah, that was a pretty cool thing. And that video, if you guys, you know, look it up, it's I think it's called Dedicated to Jerry Fort, and it's got a lot of my family members in there. It's got my wife and I when we was really young. You might get a kick out of that, seeing me with long hair. So my wife, she didn't weigh but 80 some pounds. She was a skinny little thing. And there's pictures of my little brother who passed away in 2014. Pictures of him when he was younger. I think some when he was a little bit older too. I can't remember for sure. And then my brother Wayne, you can see him in there. And some of my other family, some of my nephews. You might enjoy that. So there's something you can watch. So yeah, announcing that I'm going to be reviewing beer snacks, because I started thinking, you know, I don't have to just do beer. I want to broaden my horizons and do beer snacks, because I started thinking, you know what? Beer nuts. Beer nuts. A nut that you eat with beer. So I was like, beer snacks. Hey, you know? So I started doing beer nuts, and I think I bought like 1 or 2 different ones, and uploaded them. And a sister to the president of Beer Nuts, Andy Shirk, contacted him and sent a link to my review of their beer nuts to him, and he appreciated it so much he contacted me. The president of Beer Nuts. That was a humbling experience too. And he says, Jerry, my sister sent me a link to your channel and to the reviews of our nut products, and I really appreciate you doing that. I would like to, if you didn't mind, send you all of our other nut products as well. And I was like, what? You got to be kidding me. So I said, yes, I would love to review your other nut products. So Jeremy and I got this big box in the mail. This is when we lived at our other house. The thing was heavy. It was full of all their other nut products. I don't think he left any of them out. So you can watch that, the unboxing beer nuts review. That was a pretty exciting time for me, and I think Jeremy got a kick out of it too. It's not something he would have expected to see, in which that launched me contacting companies. I thought, hey, if they're willing to send me products in the mail, I wonder if other companies would do the same. Save me money on buying content, and I would be doing companies a favor in the long run, you know. So I started contacting companies, and man, they were back then. I had like a closet full of products to review companies sent me. That was a pretty cool thing to find that people would do. So yeah, we had a blast reviewing all those different nuts. So also, I don't know if some of you Jerry OG subscribers out there remember when my icon was me with a gorilla mask holding a sword in a chair, and you can still see that icon in my other channel, which Jungle Jerry's Treehouse channel. That's my icon over there, but I had that one as my one on this channel. And some of my subscribers, a young couple, that the guy was I don't know what you call, I don't know if it's a graphic designer or what, but they sent me, I got my Gmail, and they sent me a picture of what they would like, if I would like this. Made a picture, the one you see now on my channel, of me in my white paint clothes, and in a comical, not animated looking cartoon picture, and said, would you like to have this as your channel icon, if that's the right word. And I was like, what? Jeremy had a little bit of a time trying to get it, cropped in there correctly, but that was made for me by some of my subscribers. And I thought it was really cool, so I started using it. It's even on my channel hobby cards that I have now today. Yeah, that one. You see it? You might be able to scan that with your phone. I don't know. Anyway, those are my cards. I had like 3 versions of those of my hobby cards made up throughout the years, and this is my last one, that black one with the scan code on there. Jeremy came up with that idea. I thought that was pretty cool. So so yeah, that young couple did that for me, so that was a pretty cool thing for them to do. I already mentioned about Josh Ackett's. Oh no, about the pies, but he made which I didn't end up using because I'd need Jeremy to help me with it. But he made me a possible trailer, yeah, a little trailer video, and made a little tune because Josh Ackett's, he kind of dabbles in making music and some videos. He has a channel where he's kind of a prank type channel. So yeah, he made me this little, you just look up trailer or something, you might see it there. If you're interested in seeing it, I'll see if I find the link for you. But it's just a quick little trailer, but it's kind of funny little song. So yeah, all of the packages, all of the boxes and packages that was sent to me by subscribers over the years, they've been really kind to do that. Boxes of snacks and stuff. Some sent beer. Had this one family, Wiseacres Farms. This family are fans of mine and have sent me Christmas cards, and they've sent me beer. There's a place called Tipsy Truck Delivery here in Tulsa that they contact them and they bring me beer to my door, and it's a cool little thing. Let's see it. This is my last picture, that Christmas card that they had sent me of their family. It's a goofy chaotic looking picture. You can't see it through this, but they made it with some kind of a AI slop 2025, and it's just kind of a crazy conglomeration of silliness in there. But yeah, that little family has sent me stuff. So it's just, over the years, I've gotten many stuff in the mail from people. So that's always been a fun thing to get and to unbox and show what all they sent, and then review everything. Had one subscriber that has sent me hot sauces in the mail. and his sister-in-law works for a company that his boss makes, I think it's makes hot sauces, and names them for his employees' pets or something like that. Where are they? Yeah, I got them put away right now because I'm doing some shelf moving around. But anyway, so yeah, he sent me a lot of hot sauces to check out. So yeah, Darren Burke of Don Pablo's Coffee, which I sent him a message just not too long ago because I found out that they got some new stuff that I haven't reviewed yet. So I don't know what's going on with him. Unfortunately, he's not contacting me back after I sent him a message. So yeah, which is unfortunate. I reviewed a whole crap load of his stuff that he sent me, and he's been nice enough to send me a bunch of stuff too. A bunch of his coffees I've gotten, he sent me, and I don't know, maybe he didn't get enough people ordering his stuff from my videos to want to mess with me anymore. So, but yeah, I started off later discovering I wanted to do coffee reviews. So some coffees come whole bean when they send you. So that's when I contacted him and he sent me some of his coffees, they came in whole bean. So I was like, told my wife, hey honey, we need to get a grinder. So I got me a cheap little grinder, and I started grinding their coffee beans with that. And he saw me doing that and probably thought, no, he's not going to be grinding our high quality beans with that piece of crap. So one day I discovered outside my door there was a box. So I went out there, grabbed it. I was like, what is this? And I started opening it up, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. It was a $75 coffee grinder. This one. So I've used this off and on. Started off with, of course, with his coffee beans, and it was a very kind thing to do to send me this expensive coffee grinder. So that was a big unexpected moment for him to do that. So yeah, I don't know, maybe I was just really surprised he didn't, reply back to me in our Gmail conversation. It would have been cool to keep that connection and keep reviewing their newer stuff down the road. But they have some really good quality coffee that I've enjoyed reviewing for him over the years. Yeah, and I've had so many of my subscribers that I've had conversations with. Cassie's gaming channel recently, her and I have been making a connection with music and movies and shows, I think, mentioned and stuff. So, and I've had other people that I've talked to, had conversations with. Yeah, it's been really cool getting to know people. I'm a big people person, so I like talking, as you've noticed. So yeah, that's been a nice thing to have happen with having the channel, getting to know people from different states, countries. And all of the experience I've had trying new and different stuff that like I mentioned earlier on, that I probably would never have tried before. So all the different hot sauces I've discovered that I like, all the different beers from different countries. I've done a few wines. I've done a few hard liquors, you know. Discovered cheladas, micheladas, just all that kind of stuff. I've had a lot of michelada mixes sent to me some years ago that I started reviewing. That was fun discovering that because I like tomato juice, and so tomato juice and beer, sure, I'll do that. You know, and there's so many different kinds of michelada mixes. Yeah, it's just been fun discovering so many different things. When you're a content creator that reviews foods and beverages, then you're always on the lookout for it. So you find a lot of different stuff. So also, this is something I'm going to mention too when I meant to do another video about what you all can watch in the meantime, in between time of my end of the month uploads. So another special moment of having the channel, which I done like, I don't know, 3 to 4 years ago I done it. But I thought, I had a lot of people saying that they that their kids liked hearing me do the reviews, and that they sit and watch me like they're watching cartoons or something, and it holds their focus, and I'm like, really? Your kids are watching my beer reviews? You know, so I was like, huh, if they'll watch that, maybe they would enjoy more of me telling stories, you know, reading kids books, or having a channel that's dedicated somewhat to kids. So that's when I come up with the idea of starting another channel called Jungle Jerry's Treehouse. And I got that kind of idea because I was like, my son grew up reading the Magic Treehouse books, and he had a huge set of them. So I was like, hey, I could start off with reading maybe those. So early on in my channel, I started reading like some Dr. Seuss books, I think 1 or 2 of those, and then I did started with the Magic Treehouse books. But it's not going to be. It was not meant to just be for kids. It's going to be like parental guidance, but I was going to do adult type videos on there as well, reading stuff. So I thought, what would be interesting to viewers to hear stories about. I thought maybe scary stuff, you know, supernatural type of a crazy stuff like that. So I started going to my library, and I found one that's called something like 50 Strange and Unusual Events from 50 different states. Oh crap, what are they called? I can't remember. There's a word for cryptids. Cryptids like Bigfoot, Mothman, you know, Swamp Thing. Those are called cryptids. There's strange creatures that people have claimed to see but can't prove. And so there's a story from every state about people in every city that have claimed to seen something. So I read stories in this book. I read them all. So every state, 50 states of stories in there. You guys might get a kick out of that. I'm not a professional reader, so so don't expect perfection in my reading. So yeah, there's that. I've done that on my other channel. Just silly stuff too. You might laugh at. But it didn't go anywhere. I think right now I may have only 67 subscribers over there. It just wasn't growing, and like very fast, so I just kind of lost a little bit of interest in it, because it's like I don't think people are really digging this channel over here. So it was taking me away, uploading to there, switching over and uploading back to this channel, uploading over there. I was kind of going back and forth. This one here wasn't getting much attention, so I just kind of phased out from it. But who knows, maybe later on in the future, maybe I'll ignite that one up again or something. I don't know. But then I kept running into, when I was going to read some stories, into the copyright stuff. And that was kind of, I was having to be careful of that. But that was it of my storylines. I mean, of my special moments. I may come up with some more later, but that's it for now. Almost an hour of talking about this. It's just been a fun time of doing this, and having this connection with people all over the world, all over the United States, all over the world. But I've had my share of trolls. For a while, I would kill with kindness. I would try to talk to them, and Jeremy was amazed that they've come around and apologize, some of them. But then there were some that after a while, Jeremy's like, Dad, you're gonna have so many trolls throughout the years, and you tend to I would get upset about it. I would get disappointed about it, and he knows how I am, and he's like, you just should delete those. Don't even give them any time. They're not worth it if they're gonna talk to you like that. Just don't give them any time. So for the most part, I delete a lot of those now, hide them from my channel. If they're gonna not have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all, type of a thing. So yeah, I've had my share of trolls. Still get them occasionally, but it comes with it. Jeremy's like, Dad, YouTube is a cruel social media place. He says, when I'm doing my games online, he says it's brutal out there, so be expecting it. So yeah, so so there you go. I'm going to end it there, and the end of the year isn't here yet, so this is just something I was wanting to do. Find time by myself, quiet moments here. Here's where I've done like 90% of my reviews that aren't alcoholic beverages. So this is not this place, my other campus too. So that this would be the place to do it, to do my special moments video. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. I didn't say in the beginning, yeah, I did. This is going to be a long video when I was like, what, 12 minutes in or something? But I'll try to put it in the description so that you'll know to have you a beer ready. Might get a 6-pack, because you might go through a few while watching this video. Hey, something else that just happened. This is a special moment in my life. I don't know if I can show you this. You see my thumbnail? This one too. I have some nail growth, and it's happening on all my other fingers. Excuse my gnarly fingers, but ever since I was little, I've been biting my nails and my cuticles and just destroying my fingers. I would get sores. I got one right there now. It's hard to see. It's a crack. My hands would get dry. And when they get dry, they get snaggy. I mean, like a bedspread. If I'm helping my wife make the bed or something, and it's snagging my hands because they're so dry, drive me crazy. And I would end up, chewing on my fingernails and just ripping them right up into the quick. And they'd get sore, and just out of the clear blue. And I mean, since I was little, I've been doing this. I had kids making fun of me, saying, look at Jerry, he's gonna eat right up his arm. And I didn't swallow my fingernails. I'd spit them out, and they're making fun of me that they said he's swallowing his fingernails. He's gonna have a big ball of fingernails in his stomach. They're gonna have to cut him open and remove it, crap like that. But yeah, I'm getting nail growth, especially on my thumbnails. So I don't know if it's my vitamin intake, but what's keeping me from what's keeping me from chewing them off? I don't know. It's just, I've just all of a sudden just quit it. I'm still messing with them. I'm getting them underneath my teeth and kind of doing this, and stuff. But I'm not biting them off. So I don't know how I'm having the control to not do it. But if I would just now stop destroying my edge of my cuticles, I would really be doing good. So that's a cool thing that's happened just recently. I'm having dental work at the end of the month with some of my sensitive teeth. Some of you have seen me going, ooh, yeah, hit something hard on my teeth and it hurts. But I gonna have some dental work done. So looking forward to it, but yet not looking forward to it. But so there's that. Okay, now I'm gonna end it here. And I thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. I'm gonna make another video of suggested content for you guys to watch that you may or may not know exists on my channel. Some stuff that you might enjoy watching in the meantime, waiting for the end of the month to come. But there's a lot of beer reviewers out there that are really good. So you'll have other reviewers to watch also. But yeah, all right. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye.